Hello, welcome to Spiritual Breakfast. I'm Jen Weir. I'm your host for this time. I wanted to share with you again today some little spiritual morsels, some spiritual food, as it were. All of us make sure that we fill our physical bodies with some sort of food every single day, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, but rarely do we sit down and really chew on the Word of God and get some spiritual nuggets into us. Today I wanted to share Luke 6, verses 43 through 45. And I want to read it in the Passion Translation. It's become my new favorite. So if you have it, check it out with me. It says this is Jesus talking. He says, "You'll never find choice fruit hanging on a bad, unhealthy tree. And rotten fruit doesn't hang on a good, healthy tree." I mean, that makes sense, right? Every tree will be revealed by the quality of fruit that it produces. Figs or grapes will never be picked off thorn trees. People are known in the same way. Out of the virtues stored up in their hearts, good and upright people will produce good fruit. But out of the evil hidden in their hearts, evil ones will produce what is evil. For the overflow of what has been stored in your heart will be seen by your fruit and will be heard in your words. Now, it's interesting to me that Jesus isn't necessarily talking about works, is he? Right? So I think so many of us try to do a bunch of really good deeds for the day, right? We pay it forward. We buy the person in front of a Starbucks drink or meal or what have you, or we go buy the person next to us at their table, right? We do something tangible in that way. But we forget out of our mouth, out of our hearts, we produce either good or bad fruit. And so when we read these words and say, oh, am I a good tree or am I a bad tree? Right? Like, are our words that we speak over someone else, is it producing good fruit? If you've ever gone apple picking, you'll know what a bummer it is to pick an apple and be like, half of the sucker's rotten. Or maybe it fell onto the ground and on the outside it looks like it's good, and then you pick it up and turn it over and think, oh, okay, that's a rotten fruit. It's bad. It's no good anymore. It's the same idea he's trying to convey here to us, that what we say with our mouth is actually producing fruit. So for today's spiritual breakfast, it's so funny that we're talking about fruit. Imagine eating good fruit. Somebody offering you a yummy apple, a pear that's just perfect and ripe and crisp. Imagine that your words now translate into that. And the oil that I use for this type of a thing, for this type of word, is abundance. Because in some translations, this says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the overflow. And so what I realize is we are transmitters. I want to transmit good fruit out into the world. And so I'll breathe this in, and I'll actually put this over my belly. And maybe at another time we'll talk about this, but we actually transmit frequencies from our stomach, from our bellies, out into the rest of the world. So as you go out today and you remember your spiritual food that you just chewed on and now you're ruminating with all day long, remember, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Make sure that the fruit that you speak is good, and you're going to have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow.